Hey everyone, it's Michael. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a rant here. I've been ranting a lot, but I really have to get this one off my chest. It's really starting to piss me off how common this is, and I have some conspiracy theories about what's going on. Fantastic Four First Steps came out this weekend, right? Haven't heard anything about it, not gonna spoil anything from the movie. Haven't seen it, so can't really tell you anything. However, I know that there's two post-credit scenes. Everybody says don't even bother with the second one. Just leave it the first one, like midway through. And what it is a big tease about something with the universe. Again, I'm not going to tell you anything, but apparently it involves a pretty big deal, right? And we all know what's upcoming in the world of the MCU, assuming that it happens. Doctor Doom and the whole Avengers Doomsday stuff, two-parter there. All of that sounds cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with all that. With how bad the MCU has been in recent years, I'm excited for it. However, I noticed something that's been happening, not even just with other movies. It's really mainly been Marvel and DC I see this with. Obviously, I'm in the algorithm because I use YouTube a lot, and I listen to it literally all day at work because that's just what I do to pass time. I get to work by myself. And I have it on in my headphones all day. And I just catch up on stuff. Re-listen to old stuff from favorite channels of mine. But here lately I've been dipping back into the comic community, but it seems like even when I'm not, that I'll get recommendations when a new movie is getting ready to hit, or the weekend it does hit the theaters, especially all the way back when Deadpool and Wolverine came out. Big spoilers will be shoved into thumbnails and then recommended to me. And I'm convinced, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm convinced the companies are doing it. Like, in this case, Disney, with the Fantastic Four First Steps spoiler. But again, back to like Deadpool and Wolverine. Henry Cavill as Wolverine was spoiled for me because it was shoved into the trailer. Not the trailer, the thumbnail of one of these spoiler videos that showed that scene in like a bootleg quality, potato phone quality video that somebody probably shot in the theater, and literally as soon as that like 10 seconds was done, they must have uploaded it straight to YouTube within the theater while the movie was still going on. And you'll see more and more clips of spoilers. That's the case, and it's happening with TV shows, but I mainly see it with comic content. Sometimes Star Wars, when they put out like a new show, like when Ahsoka was out, I would see a lot of that happening this way. But things will be recommended to me, like character things. Like I remember when Kenobi came out and they had Liam Neeson at the end of it as Qui-Gon Jinn in a ghost form. That was shoved into thumbnails. But the Henry Cavill Wolverine thing was such, to me, a kind of lure to get people to go see the movie because of how bad the MCU had gotten at that point, how bad the reputation had gotten at that point, with normies even. Not just the fans, but normies, right? But that was like thrown out so much. It had millions of views, that Henry Cavill Wolverine thumbnail video that I'm talking about, where they showed the scene from the film. And like today, like 3 different times, I've glanced at YouTube. It's been a busy day. You know, we went to church this morning. Before I went to church, I got up this morning, like an hour or two before that, was browsing at YouTube, had it recommended to me then. And then, we got out of church. I checked my phone because we had like a luncheon at church. Before we went to the luncheon, I checked it again. Happened to browse at YouTube. I had a notification. Happened to look at my feed, and there it was again. I wasn't subbed to this channel. Hadn't even watched anything from the channel before. That same thumbnail with that spoiler was thrown at me. And then, like tonight, my wife and I got home from going to see her family. Same thing. 3 times today has been recommended to me. Same video, I'm assuming same channel, same goddamn thumbnail with the spoilers in there. It's not a big spoiler, but it was enough to say, oh, well, this must be what people are talking about. I guess I get the general gist about where we're going from here, and probably what Doomsday is being teased as there. Why the fuck are people doing this? It has to be, if it was just the fans, it would just be shitty quality, like the Cavalrine thing. This thumbnail of this particular leaked post-credit scene from Fantastic Four, the thumbnail looks like 4K quality. I'm not even kidding. It doesn't have like, witness this in Doomsday and whatever year. It doesn't have any of that in the corner. It doesn't have some goofy watermark or anything like that. Nothing like that. It looks like a perfect 4K quality thumbnail. As if Marvel posted it themselves. It's gotta be a lure, man. But my whole point is, regardless of who's doing it, go fuck yourself. Because there's people like me who did not get a chance and probably won't get a chance to see First Steps in the theater. I don't really get a lot of free time to do that. I've actually been to a couple of movies like the last couple of weekends back to back. Not in the same week, but like one weekend after another. I got to go see Superman, then I Know What You Did Last Summer. But this, I mean, I want to see First Steps now after all the positivity I'm hearing from literally everybody. But it's like, dude, when you asshats out there, whether it be the fans, whether it be the companies, when you do this shit, it makes me not want to even bother seeing the movie. I know no one cares what I have to say, but you're taking away from people who could make this movie more successful and could push, for example, Marvel or Disney towards a better direction. So stop doing this shit. Stop putting these fucking spoilers in your thumbnails. You know, make a shitty thumbnail like with the Henry Cavill situation, for example. Just Photoshop Henry Cavill's head on a Wolverine body, because people like me will see it as a joke. If it's listed as a spoiler, we'll see it as a joke, probably, and go right past it. But dude, by the time that I finally got to see Deadpool and Wolverine, I think it was this year, or towards the end of last year, by the time I got to see it, I already knew all the cameos. They were spoiled all over YouTube. Jennifer Garner, fucking Wesley Snipes as Blade, Channing Tatum being in the movie, all of that stuff was spoiled before I even got to see the movie. I'm talking about that was all spoiled release weekend, like the Henry Cavill Wolverine thing. There's no excuse for it. So anyway, if you're the person doing that or the company doing that, please go fuck yourself. I think it's ridiculous. I think you're ruining too much for the fans. It's not, I get that you're trying to pique interest or whatever, but dude, I mean, seriously, whatever. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what this First Steps thing is in context of the movie in the post-credits scene. But right now, I'm just kind of annoyed. I'm excited, but I'm annoyed. Once again, if you don't make it to movie theaters like on Friday night, the release, and sometimes even Thursday night if they do an early release, or even earlier than that in some places, you have everything spoiled for you. Matter of fact, one of the worst ones ever was the Friday before I went to see Last Jedi. People spoiled Luke Skywalker dying. It was everywhere. You couldn't avoid it. A friend at work, I had literally done an internet blackout, did not use the internet literally at all until that movie was in front of me to see. My coworker, who was basically my really best friend at that point, my close friend at least, spoiled the shit for me. He showed me a meme with the fucking elf on the shelf elf beside toilet paper, and he had pulled the toilet paper down further on the roll, and it said Luke Skywalker dies in the movie, or something to that effect. Yeah. I fucking hate the shit. It's not even about hating spoilers. It's not just entirely about that, because there's a lot of movies out there I don't care about, that I could care less about hearing spoilers about. But then there's things I do care about, and they're usually the big budget things that everybody else cares about. And these assholes put these thumbnails out there. Even if you can avoid the video, the thumbnail spoils it. But anyway, what do you think about all that? Has this happened to you? How much has this happened to you, matter of fact? Give me your stories and everything down below. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. I hope you enjoy First Steps if you got to see it. Like I said, I'll probably try to get around to seeing it. If it happens to hit a smaller theater, or like the one drive-in we may have available that's like, God, hours away, maybe I'll go see First Steps in the next month or so. Maybe. Can't promise it, but I'll try. Because it sounds like it's pretty damn good. So let me know what you think about that down below, too. In a spoiler, whatever, spoiler edition of a comment. Anyway, thank you guys again. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.